let me tell you the story about the time where I went out with a girl that was a hater. So this was a random story. I met this girl on a dating app. I met this girl on Hinge. Not even gonna lie about that. Went out with her. She was cool. She started to ask me what I did. And this was like before I even had like 1,000 subscribers. I was like, oh, you know, I do this and that. I also do a little bit of YouTube. And she was like, oh, what? You do YouTube? Really? Like, what do you make? And I was like, it's just kind of my creative expression. I just kind of do it. I remember she looked at me and she told me, she's like, oh, well, let me see one of your videos. And I was like, all right, you know, like, whatever, sure. I'm not embarrassed of my videos. You can watch them. So I showed up a video that I was pretty proud of. It's not on my channel anymore, unfortunately, but I showed her this video. And she was like, you do that? Why? And I was like, it's just like creative expression. I just like to make videos. She's like, oh, like, what are your other videos? Oh, well, actually, like, me and my friend, we're actually starting up a podcast. I have these old videos on my channel called Safe Haven. It's me and my best friend. We're doing like a little podcast series, but it's just us chatting. So I told her about Safe Haven, this little podcast, and she's like, you have a podcast? That's so cringy. That's so embarrassing. Why would you have a podcast? Oh, like, you don't like podcasts? She's like, well, like, all guys just think they could start a podcast because they think they're so funny and they think they have so much to say. Like, nobody's gonna listen. Oh, okay. True. At this point, I was understanding that this girl was just like a hater of anything that was like out of the ordinary, anything that wasn't a fucking bot, anything that wasn't on a bot level. Like, I'm sure she would have been happier if I said, oh yeah, I work at a business firm, a fucking office desk job from 9 to 5. She's like, oh wow, that's so hot. Yeah, you wear a suit and shit. Anything creative, she just didn't understand. Anyways, I'm telling her about the podcast and she just thinks it's whack. So I literally stopped pretending. I literally stood up and like I think we were at a park at this time. I stood up. I took her by the shoulders. I was like, listen, you need to understand that everything that you watch for entertainment came from people trying to do something. And she was like, yeah, I know. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know if it's because you're insecure. I don't know if it's because, I don't know what reason you're saying this stuff to me right now, but like, it's really whack. And she's like, well, like, I'm just asking questions. Like, I don't know. And I'm just like, well, no, like, you're the type of person to just like see somebody trying to do something and you hate on them. And it's like, why are you doing that? Is it because you don't believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? You don't think people should try to do something?
Since when has it become not cool to try?
She's like, well, I don't know. She's like put on the spot now. And I'm like, nah, that's like really whack. That's really whack. And she's like, well, like, I don't know, like, people just wouldn't, I just don't think people would like listen. Like, people would like that. I'm like, don't tell me about being likable. We have 100 years here. Listen, now I'm talking to you guys. People are gonna hate on you. We have 100 years here. What are you gonna do in your 100 years? Are you gonna listen to somebody that's fucking hating? Even if it's a girl, even if it's a boy who you're trying to impress. Like, these people present themselves in ways of like obstacles in your life. They're gonna tell you that you can't do something. It might be the baddest girl you've ever seen who's telling you, oh, you shouldn't try that. You shouldn't try and start up that clothing brand, man. Like, everybody has a clothing brand. Everybody has a podcast. Everybody does YouTube. Everybody does films. You can't make it. It's crazy how haters present themselves. And I was honestly shocked when this girl told me this. And I had to put her in her place. I told you, what you're saying to me is whack. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. You need to believe in yourself, guys, because people are gonna hate. People love to hate. It's a really weird thing. And I'm trying to motivate the doers, and I think doers understand what perspective I'm coming from. Doers would never hate on somebody trying to try. Only the people that are stagnant, going nowhere in their life, or they just feel defeated at where they are in their life. They don't like their major. They have no aim. They don't know what they're gonna do in 5 years. Everybody has a dream, but people just diminish it. Everybody has a dream, but people diminish it because people are controlled by their perception of themselves, and their perception of themselves are determined by how they think society is gonna view them. So if you don't think you can do anything, if you don't think you can achieve anything, you won't achieve anything. If you don't think you can do anything, you won't do anything. Man, you can't listen to these people. You can't, because they are weirdos. People that don't, when you tell somebody what you're doing and then they like shit on it, it's like, what are you doing with your life, brother? What are you doing with your life? it was an honestly an eye-opening moment, and I'm honestly glad that happened because it was pretty jokes. And she was trying to still fuck with me. She was trying to still fuck with the kid. She was trying to go out on another date because I think she saw how passionate I was. Like, passion speaks through that stuff. You can always get through that stuff. So she hit me up actually like a day or two later. She's like, hey, let's go out again. Let's go out. Like, hell no. What the fuck? I don't want to be around your energy, like, you mosquito. Sucking away my energy. Like, don't even come near me, please, ever again. Anyways, that's a pretty funny story, though. I actually enjoyed telling that story, so I hope you guys enjoyed to listen. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace and love.